Welcome to Jobbed Out, the wrestling editorial that reminds you that the WWE needs to make Tina Turner a guest celebrity GM just so we can finally get beyond Thunderdome. Well, they've finally done it, folks. The WWE finally found a way to fill the building for 205 Live. Tonight we saw the WWE's launch of what's supposed to save the day from their half-decades-long ratings slump, WWE Thunderdome. Thunderdome, to put it simply, is a series of LED boards installed around the Amway Center in Orlando and set to feature a rotating display of signed-in WWE Universe fans who are at home watching the show in front of their webcams. They've also turned the laser and augmented reality graphics up to 11, though to me, that looked only really prevalent around Cesaro's entrance. The idea, though, is to make the show feel less dark, less empty, and hide the fact that the WWE's creative has been absolutely god-awful for a long time. There had been lots of talk about Thunderdome all week, as fans have had to basically audition to be featured, and the WWE's been very strict about who could and couldn't appear, how the viewers were framed, what clothing is and isn't acceptable.
So AEW is no good. Great, so you guys already got it, so you're ready.
And the consequences up to and including passing FCC-related fines directly to the offending fan. I was pretty torn on that. On one hand, just don't have fans if that's the case. Get stock, use plants. We saw how the wrestling community reacted to Impact Wrestling when they pulled this.
As cast members, I realize I've never included you guys in what your role is, or nor have I ever given you a script. But most importantly, you have to help us tell a story to the 2 million people who watch the show. What I cannot have from the audience is curses, flip birds, gang signs that I may not understand. That's it. His, yes. Winston Churchill, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. You've done a great job. Thank you for
It didn't go over well, but you know what? It's totally understandable. They have a globally consumed product they need to put together on a weekly basis. The WWE paid big banks so that they can film their shows in this style at the Amway Center all the way till Halloween. They can't be wasting time, energy, and resources on eliminating distractions. The problem is, that's exactly what I would call this, just one big distraction. That's how I felt watching SmackDown this week. I was more interested in looking out for sleeping viewers like this guy, or questionable viewership like this little guy. All in hopes that I could spot the trolls who would try to make the show about themselves, Beach Ball Mania style. Well, the WWE made a point to stack this show. We got Vince McMahon, we got The Fiend and Braun Strowman appearances, we had a major title change, matches that had significance with regards to Sunday's SummerSlam. So no matter what, we're going to see a jump in the ratings so that the WWE can tout Thunderdome as a success. But is it? Yeah, there are perks to running the Amway Center and copying the major sports leagues with the Thunderdome initiative. Firstly, we got some piped-in audience which was desperately needed to kill the silence. But at least with faces in the crowd, they weren't at risk of looking like Macabre Mania.
Have any idea how lucky you all are that myself and Dangerous Dawn came out here?
We got some cool lasers and effects, some real people in the audience, even if none of them could be heard. But it just didn't feel legit, you know? Something big goes down in the ring and you don't get this giant pop. If people react at all, reactions are delayed. Different viewers have different lighting and their heads are all different sizes, detached from their bodies. I'm not gonna say that they're polishing a turd here, but sometimes you can't put a good garnish on a bad meal. In the end, if the WWE wants their ratings to improve, they need the big stars that draw to come on the show and put the current crop over instead of the other way around. They need to scrap the McMahonisms. No more local medical facility instead of hospital, or sports entertainment instead of pro wrestling, or WWE Universe instead of fans. Be real, be conversational, be relatable. Remember, commentary should be just like you and me. It's the wrestlers who are larger than life, not Michael freaking Cole. I'm sorry, that was quite the ramble here, but the fact of the matter is we have 2 months of WWE Thunderdome. And it's going to be at least a week or two for that shine to come off before we can decide if it moves the needle or not. I personally would have saved Thunderdome for the pay-per-views. Make SummerSlam and Payback and Hell in a Cell seem at least a little bit different from Raw and SmackDown and 205 Live, but what do I know? This is all just my opinion after all, and I want to know what you think of WWE Thunderdome. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. I want to know what you think of WWE Thunderdome tonight on SmackDown. Did the detached faces throughout the building add anything for you? Or were they just distracting you from what's going on in the ring? Do the extra lasers and LEDs make the show more gripping and engaging, or are we just witnessing Kevin Dunn's fetish gone too far? Let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, because I want you to be a part of the conversation too. And speaking of being a part of the conversation, last week's video blew up way more than I expected. I had said that I had planned something for 500 subscribers when the channel was only at 430, and a week later we're at 600. So I can't express how much I want to thank you folks. Stay tuned, because at the end of the month I do have a treat that I hope you'll enjoy. Something interactive that'll both help the channel and build the community. For now though, I better get my shoulders off the mat, so thank you for tuning in to Jobbed Out. I'll catch you next time.